Okay, this video is very important. You're going to learn something today, people. True 30-point plan that will fix America once and for all. So, point one, the federal government's fucked. Maybe it's time to eliminate them. You may be asking, Anonymous Patriot, how can we do that? Well, simple. First, we have to take back all our offices at our state levels, from our local school boards all the way up. We have to push America First candidates in all these state levels, all the way up to our governor, our state house, our state legislation. We got to do this in all the states that want America to truly be fixed. So we got to take all this back, okay? All the way up on our state levels. Then, once we've got enough states back, we need 2/3 of the states. Once we've got all that back from all the local all the way up to the state level, and we're ready to make America great again, then we can hold a convention of states. And if 2/3 of the states can agree, once we've called this convention of states, then we can change our constitution to eliminate the need for a federal government. That's right, people. No Congress, no Senate. Some of the alphabet agencies may have to stay in place, but we will fund them in all 50 states from our state level because we do not need these anymore. We need to increase the size of our National Guard by at least 40%. Fuck running ads for recruiting for the federal military. Let's start running ads in each state for recruiting for our national state guards. Keep it all together. Build them up because we're going to need a massive army. Because I know dictators like the ones in Congress now are going to declare war on us if we try to hold our convention of states. And we actually succeed at 2/3 of the states agreeing to change the Constitution. Then those that sit up in D.C. are going to call up their army and declare war on all our new sovereign states. So we're going to have to build up our state and national guards really well and really strong and be prepared to defend our borders in each state. And if necessary, have all state guards band together and form a massive army to take on theirs. So moving on. Who's going to control the border? Well, we'll put all our Central Border Patrol at state level in the border states. Okay? We'll take all the shipping for stuff that comes in at our ports, and we will put those at the state levels that are along the ports. Okay? So, we got to keep the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, but we can run it without a Department of Justice. We can run each office at individual state level and then have a single delegate from every state be the new DOJ that runs the FBI. We can do the same thing with the CIA, but we're just going to have to limit how much power they have now. Okay? And we're going to have to take on the big tech. We're going to have to split up big tech into smaller companies because these bastards seem to think they have some kind of control. They definitely have influence over our elections when they hold back some stories that are absolutely real and would change a voter's mind because they think it would be bad for the candidate they support. Okay? So, by eliminating the Congress and the Senate, we use those overpriced, exuberant salaries. All the money we've been paying out in that, we use that to fund essential programs we're going to have to keep, like our state guard militaries. We're going to have to continue to pay Social Security, but that's going to be run at a state level, and each state is going to assign a delegate for that to oversee Social Security and how it's run. Same with our state guard militaries. And there's going to be some necessary federal programs we're going to have to keep, but they're going to be national programs now. Okay? And those are going to be delegated by a delegate elected in each state. Each time, the delegate is going to be single delegate from each state for each office. But each time, that delegate is going to be elected by the people of that state. Okay? So here's some of the things that'll have to stay in place, but now run by delegates. Some with now limited powers. The Supreme Court, FBI and CIA, Social Services and Social Security, mental health, our customs to keep drugs out of here, our immigration, but it's now run at the border state levels. Same with Homeland Security. Homeland Security is going to be run at state levels along states that border our ocean where terrorists could get in. Okay? We're going to have the FCC still running, the Communications Commission, so they can make sure that there's no terrorist communications. We're going to change it for them to listen for terrorist communications. FAA is still going to have to be there to keep flights flying. But again, they're going to be run on state levels out of each state. Federal courts are still going to have to be there for strong, what we're going to call now national crimes instead of federal crimes. But again, each national court is going to be run by each individual state with elected delegates who oversee it. Postal services, again, run on state levels, but with elected delegates who oversee it and make sure it keeps running. You know, we're going to have to make sure power stays on, stuff like that. Okay? Taxes will now be collected on individual state levels. Any national taxes needed to fund programs that are necessary in place are now going to have to be put into a certain type of account where the delegates have to agree by a 2/3 majority. The delegates over that. How much goes where? And how much gets paid out? Then all laws shall be made again on state level, and they have to require a 2/3 supermajority in both each state house and each state senate. Okay? Now let's move on to the new taxing plan to make sure everybody pays their fair share, but those who don't make a lot don't pay a lot. So, in order to make sure everyone pays their fair share, but those who don't make a lot either pay nothing or don't pay a lot. So, Social Security first. Those under $20,000 a year, I don't think they should pay any taxes because they already make so little. They already have to live on meager scraps. We shouldn't charge them. But an individual citizen who makes $75,000 a year or under, or a couple who makes $150,000 a year or under, well, they should pay a 6% income tax. So, let's talk about an individual citizen now who does really good, or a small business that makes $400,000 a year or under. They need to pay a 12% tax. Chain business that's got more than a couple branches, make maybe up to $1 million a year, they need an 18% tax. Same with millionaires, need like an 18% tax, who make up to $1 million a year anyway. Large corporation millionaires who make over $1 million a year, okay, they need a 21% tax for making $1 million a year, okay? Same with regular millionaires who make $1 million a year or over on all their investments, 21%. And then finally, corporations that are owned and run by billionaires. And these are people who only make a personal salary of over $1 billion a year, okay? Or the corporation makes $1 billion a year or over. 25% tax on what they make, okay? And then if you make $1 trillion a year, you should pay a 30% tax, okay? Pay your fair share based on how much you make on a sliding scale, rather than paying all these tax dodges. So, all these individual states, like I said, will fund organizations like HUD, the CDC, NIH, FDA, okay, and all the other things. All these individual states will run and fund these now. But the heads of these offices will all be elected. Same with our state senators, our state legislators, House members. They'll be elected. It will be a 2-year term, 2 terms, except for state senators, which will be a 3-year term, 2 terms max. We need term limits on all of this so we get fresh blood in there every now and then. Heads of the state offices, state houses, state senators, all, except for the senators of the 3-year term, all of the others 2-year term, 2 terms. That's it. Okay? City mayors on local levels, 2-year terms, 2 terms, that's it. Okay? Same with governors. Governors should be 3-year terms, 2 terms, that's it. School board officials should be elected every year, once a year, for a maximum of 2 terms, and that's it. Okay? And that's it. We need to do this. And all school board officials are now going to have to meet with parents, show the curriculum they plan to teach, and then teach it. No more critical race theory, and no more of this bullshit of parents being called domestic terrorists because they object to this. Okay? No more of this bullshit. And for all these city maintenance jobs that require these extra little helpers who work at a lower pay, okay? No more hiring your illegals. No more Jose's and Pedros or whatever. No more Kimbas. We need to stop hiring these illegals from Sudan and Mexico and South America, wherever. Rather than that, with these types of menial labor jobs that don't pay very high, we need to put homeless Americans in these jobs instead. And we need to build city and county maintenance centers, these centers that get these homeless Americans off the streets and under warm shelter and get them off drugs, help them with their mental health issues, and then we need to put them to work out there in places like county maintenance. Okay? No more of seeing this shit of people sleeping on the streets and begging for quarters. No more Americans sleeping on the streets. No more illegals in this country until every American has a roof over their head first. We need to stop worrying about these other countries, put our country first. Okay? So we've already covered. We got to offer drug counseling and stuff. Now we got to get rid of unions. Unions are a pain in the ass. In my own city, several times, they've taken people like myself who have to ride public transit and basically held us hostage by having the bus drivers of our city just walk off their buses and go on strike, canceling all bus services within the city. Okay? They don't even have contingency plans in place. And these unions, they're the ones who just make it worse because they always command these strikes. Excuse me, I haven't brushed my hair today. I have to brush it. Well, I'll be right back. Sorry. Anyway, we need to get rid of these fucking unions. How do we do it? We offer extra tax benefits and stuff to companies that will hire non-union labor. And if these unions want to operate in our state, then for each state office they open, we charge the union a flat rate to start of $25,000 for each individual state office. That'll bring in revenue. Okay, revenue. So let's say if your state has 10 union offices, they have to pay $250,000 per office fee. Plus, we charge them a 10% tax on all union dues they collect. Okay? That's how we drive unions out. Unions are mafia controlled. We need to get the organized crime out of business. Get back to work. Unions are the ones that keep people from working by commanding strikes. Anyway, so we offer better benefits too. Better health benefits to employees who agree not to join unions. Squash the unions from the inside. Having companies offer better perks to non-union employees. And then every time a union rep goes out with his little rat car or something, tries to disrupt non-union employees from doing their business, screams at them, verbally assaults them, calls them scabs, yells at them through a megaphone, we got to fine that union $2,500 for each time it happens. Then we got to reopen the American manufacturing here and sell only American manufactured products. Okay? We got to have the farmers reopen the farms here and sell only American grown produce. Sell only American raised meat, beef, chicken, pork, okay? We'll replenish our own supply chains from right within the interior. And we'll tell this federal government that doesn't want to replenish, fuck them. Then we have the states reopen all our domestic pipelines, the Keystone. Reopen all our drilling rigs. Reopen our refineries. Build new refineries if necessary. Let's produce our own gas and oil, people. Let's get energy independent again. Okay? Then, once we've eliminated Congress, we have our local FBIs all band together to look into Congress. Let's find out how many crimes these people have really committed, and let's put them away for the crimes that we can put them away for. Same with big tech. We'll look into the crimes these fuckers have committed. Put these motherfuckers away. These heads of big tech like Zuckerberg and Dorky. I'm sorry, I mean Jack Dorsey. Put them back in. Then we take AOC, we send her back to bartending, and we order the rest of the squad has to be her cocktail. We build and give AOC her own bar to run under the condition that the rest of the squad has to be hired as her cocktail waitresses for the rest of their lives. That would be funny. I'd go there and have a beer just to laugh at AOC and the squad. And I know a lot of other conservatives that would go with me. Am I right? And now, finally, the last thing we need to do to fix America. We need to try George Soros for the crimes he's committed. Hold a trial, even in absentia, if he won't come. We need to arrest him. We need to arrest all these billionaires that have been political influencers and that have been trying to take our freedoms. We need to arrest them all for violating our Constitution and trying to destroy our country. And then Soros, we need to try him, and along with his other 47 death warrants in 47 other countries, we need to just find him guilty in absentia if necessary, arrest him at his house, and then just find the tallest tree we can with the shortest rope we can. And you get the idea. We need to get Soros off this planet once and for all. He's the one that funds Black Lives Matter, Antifa, Move On, Lands Without Borders. He's the one that politically funds AOC and the squad. He's the one that politically funds Joe Biden and Obama. He is pure evil and must die. So that's it. That's my 30-point plan to fix America. You let me know what you think. You can all put that in your pipe and smoke it. Peace, Patriots.